Hi, thank you very much. And it's amazing to be part of this WBA convention and to see everybody. Alfredo, how are you? Nice to see you. And also my dear friend Gilberto, also you, Ludo, as well, and everybody else. So I want to say hello to everybody and thank you for having me on.
Sham, it's a great honor for all of us that you are part of this. This is very special to us because we are celebrating right now, for next year, from now to next year, for 100-year anniversary of the WBA.
Amazing, amazing. And you know, this is amazing what the WBA has done in the recent years. Has been in the last 100 years. It's been amazing. The work that you guys have done, not only in the boxing ring, but in other sports and also in the charity world. See, what's very close to me and close to my heart is doing the charity work and helping the less fortunate people. And the World Boxing Association is always doing that. So hats off to you guys. You guys are doing an amazing job.
And you are a very important part of the WBA family, champ. You were a former world champion on 140. You know, it was very historic. You know, when you accomplished your first world title, you know, you were a very accomplished boxer before that. You were a silver medalist in the Olympics. You know, we want to learn a little bit about that particular experience when you won the silver medal in the Olympics. Tell us about it, champ.
So I remember
Amir Khan, you got put in the split.
I remember going to the Junior Olympics and I won the gold medal there, and someone in America came over to me and said, "Are you going to be going to the Olympics in 2004?"
No,
and I said, "That what are you talking about?" I go, "You know, this is I'm too young. I'm only 17 years old. I can't go to the Olympics." But then they said, "No, you are able to go to the Olympics, and you can do this by going to the qualifiers." So then I decided to qualify, go to the qualifiers. I was the youngest British boxer to ever accomplish Olympics, and I went there. And hopefully, look, if you look back now, how I come back as Olympic silver medalist, being the youngest ever from Great Britain. So it was a great success, and also like nobody knew me in the UK or nobody knew me around the world. It was then that the whole world knew who Amir Khan was, and the Olympics for me was a great platform. And this is maybe something else I would like to say to all the young fighters out there and the promoters out there, is that having that Olympic background definitely gives you that extra push and extra edge going into the professional ranks, especially. See, before I even turned professional, I was selling at arenas, 10,000 arenas I was selling out because of the Olympic background, which gave me the platform.
Thank you, champ. You can hold on just for a minute. I want to tell a message. Antes de iniciar, también para que sepan, pueden contar con la aplicación Interprefile. La pueden descargar en sus teléfonos inteligentes o en su tablet con el password WBA 99 Convention, WBA 99 CONVENTION, WBA 99 Convention, todo en mayúscula, para que puedan conectar sus audífonos y disfrutar la interpretación simultánea. We want to remind everybody that you can download the application Interprefile. You can download that in your smartphone or tablet with the password WBA 99 Convention, all capitalized, if you want to enjoy the simultaneous translation.
When you find Cal Brook.
If you want to, enjoy the translation in English or Spanish.
Hello.
We continue with the champ. Les recordamos a todos los participantes que si quieren hacer alguna pregunta, la pueden hacer por medio del chat y se lo vamos pasando al campeón. We want to remind everybody that you can ask questions through our chat. Champ, let's continue. You know, now tell us a little bit about when you became world champion, unified world champion, when you beat Zach Judah in 2011. That was a big fight in your career. Champ, we cannot hear you.
There you go. Sorry. Yeah. So the first world title I won as the WBA, which was the WBA world title, I won that against Kotelnik. That's why you have a better memory than me. So I beat Kotelnik. I won the world title, and then from there I went on and had the big fight against Zab Judah. Now, Zab Judah was obviously a world champion at the time as well. I was the WBA champion and the WBA super champion. So for me, it was a tough fight, and fighting such a big name like Zab Judah. You know, he's a Hall of Fame fighter, and to be amongst them big names and fighting them big names and beating them big names were amazing. And just before that Zab Judah fight, I'd won the best fights of my career, which was against Marcos Maidana. Now, Marcos Maidana was a beast, a hell of a fighter, who also was the interim WBA champion at the time. So, you know, we had a war of a fight. What a fight it was. I mean, it was toe to toe, and it was an amazing fight. But, you know, it's I look back to those fights and I think, wow, like, how did I stand up to all that, the big punches and everything? Because, you know, boxing is a tough sport, and you always want to live another day, you know, and we're having fights a lot. Too many fights like the Maidana fight can be.
Yes, man.
Yes.
Andreas Kotelnik, that particular fight was in Manchester. First
Correct.
time that you
Hello.
you earned the world. Tell us a little bit about your experience when you earned that world title. The first time you earned a world title.
Amazing.
In professional boxing.
The best experience in the world. It was the best
You need to
experience
fight
ever,
Cal
because
Brook. You need to shut Cal Brook up.
basically what happened was, in the fight against Kotelnik, you know, my dream was always to become a world champion, and I always wanted to win that world title, and that was my chance to beat Kotelnik and then become a world champion. So for me, it was the biggest fight of my career, because Kotelnik at that time had many fights, and he was only lost one fight, and he was a beast. And I remember seeing Kotelnik fight in the UK as well before that, and he knocked out one of the UK rivals I had. And I thought, wow, this guy's a beast. And obviously, when the title was on the line, honestly, I had no doubt. When they said to me that you are going to fight Kotelnik for a world title, I said, look, put me in the ring with him now. And that's what they did, and I came out the winner.
Damn!
Thank you, Sham. Juancho, ¿tenemos alguna pregunta de los panelistas?
Todavía no.
Okay, Sham. Well, you know, we know that after you reign in 140, you know, you move up to 147. You competed for a while in that weight, and then you did something that very few fighters do. You jump 2-3 divisions up. You fought with Saul Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah.
The WBC middleweight title of the world.
Correct.
That was a big super fight in your career. And I mean, very brave of you to try to do that. But tell us about the entire experience. Not only the fact that you fought an all-time great like you, but also the fact that you fought the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. It's such a big scenario in the boxing world.
Yeah, so that fight was one of the biggest fights of my career, because fighting against such a big guy, and obviously physically he was huge. He must have walked into the ring at least 30, 40 pounds heavier. But look, I was never afraid, and I've never been afraid of fighting anyone in the ring. So when this fight came up with Alvarez, I was like, look, I want this fight. And a lot of people were saying to me that, look, are you crazy? That he's so big and so strong. But you know, if you want to be great in the sport, you have to make these. You have to take these chances. And you have to take chances that people don't think you'll succeed in. And obviously that's what I did. I went there and I took that chance. It doesn't put me in a bad position, because people can say that, look, and maybe this is some advice I can give to the other young fighters. See, I never ever wanted that unbeaten record, to say, oh, I'm unbeaten. I'm picking my fights and fighting who I want. But what I wanted was to fight the best out there, the prime fighters. And that's what I did. You know, throughout my whole career, I fought the guys at the peak of their careers as well. I've not fought guys who have gone past, you know, their career. So when that fight came up, and at that time I was with Al Heyman, and Golden Boy offered the fight to me. I done the deal myself with Golden Boy. Al Heyman released me for that one fight, and I went there, and I mean, it was the biggest event. I mean, I've never seen Vegas lit up. It was crazy, and the atmosphere was huge. A lot of people from England came there as well, and it's something I'm always going to remember. You know, even though the fight didn't go my way, but as an experience I've had in the sport, it was amazing.
Great, champ. We do have a question from Rincón Rojo. Tenemos una pregunta de Rincón Rojo. Rincón, adelante.
Mr. Amir, may I ask a question, please?
Sure.
Adelante, Rincón.
I'm a boxer, and I wanted to ask how would I reach the Olympics or a world championship?
So how you reach this is, first, I think as an amateur boxer, you know, you have to do your international competition, do your national championships first. And then when they pick you as a national champion, they will then take you to international tournaments. That could be all around the world. And then when you've got the experience, as much experience as you can get as an amateur, then you turn professional. And then you work your way up and up and up. And also it's about getting with the right promoter as well. I think it's very interesting how, like, you know, there's so many promoters out there, but it's about picking the right guy, because in a way a promoter's job is to look after your career and also make sure that you get to that world title level fight. So make sure that you get a good lawyer and a good promoter who then can take you to that world title level.